Hi heathens! So for today's video I am doing something a little different, but it is very relevant. I'm going to be doing a look that is going to be like based around and inspired by my mask. So first off, a disclaimer for this video. Giant disclaimer. I am not poking fun at the situation. I am not trying to make light of the current situation. I am merely trying to provide an outlet of inspiration, and for anyone who wants to wear a mask, which most medical bodies are recommending if you have one to wear it. It does not prevent you from catching anything. They are not 100% effective, especially if you have cloth like I do, but it can help. A small shield is better than no shield, but also when you're wearing it in public, it will help discourage you from touching something and then touching your mouth and nose area before you've had a chance to wash and disinfect your hands. Wash and sanitize your hands. I guess you technically don't disinfect them. But so I want to do a look that is inspired by the colors in my little sugar skull mask. It's going to be obviously mainly just here up, because you wouldn't see this part of my face, so I'm not going to use any foundation for this video. It's going to be mainly just eyes and highlighter, and I hope somebody enjoys. I hope somebody is inspired to use this mask, not necessarily this one, but whatever one you have, as inspiration. Try to still feel good when you have to wear it. I know that for some people it's very uncomfortable and it can make you self-conscious. So I personally love the way they look. I always have. Without further ado and rambling more, we're gonna get right on into it. Because I honestly had no idea what I was going to film for this video, because we are into the month of April. I'm gonna do my eyebrows while I talk. I'm gonna be using that new Mellow Brow Definer in the shade Chocolate. We are now into April. None of my subscription boxes have arrived, and as far as I know, none of them have even shipped yet. So I don't have any of those to film, and I feel like recently I've done most of the other videos that I can. Like, I've done quite a handful, more than I was used to, of just, get ready with me's with no real, rhyme or reason behind the look I was doing. I did my birthday unboxing, I did my look using those birthday gifts. Not all of them, but using some of them. And I was jumping between the idea of doing a, products that I never use anymore, or another roll the dice makeup look, because I had a lot of fun doing that. And then as I got off work and went to check my mail, my mask was here, because I actually had a friend's wife make it for me. They had to resize it because I have a very small face apparently, and they delivered it. Can't tell if I like that brow. They delivered it while I was at work. So when I got home, I had the mask and I tried it on, and I was so excited because it fit now. And then I was like, why don't I do a look inspired by the mask and hopefully brighten someone's day? So that is eyebrows done. So for a majority of this eye look, if not all of it, I'll decide once we get further in. I'm going to be using the Ace Beauty Flare palette. I've been using this palette a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of tags. I got it from a friend of mine and have really been enjoying it. It has so many different colors. The combinations are just over the moon. Like, there's so many different things you could do with this palette, and it has a lot of the shades that I was looking for to kind of go with the mask. I want to pull out the little bits of orange, so I'm going to do a mostly orange look so I can emphasize on that, and then a little bit of green, some gray and gold. Anyway, let's get right on in. I'm going to go in first with the shade right here, Cider, which is like a yellow mustardy color. I'm going to take that on a thick, fluffy brush. This happens to be a Moto BMX 430 crease brush, tap off the excess, and I am just going to lay that down literally everywhere. And I'm going to try to do a wing for this look. For those of you who are not new to my channel, you know that that is not something I would typically want to do. But in my head, I have the look that I'm going for. It's just a matter of executing it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm now doing the same thing on the other eye with that same shade. But yeah, it's just a matter of executing it and making it happen. I'm a little intimidated by my own thoughts here, but we're gonna see what we can do. And I know I've said this before, but I'm really enjoying being able to use natural lighting again. I prefer it. So if any of the videos are ever too dark, please let me know. Like if it's one that I'm filming with natural lighting, please let me know so that for my next one, if the lighting is similar, I know to use the additional lighting. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Pumpkin, which is an orange shade. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take it on a very, very small brush up through the crease all the way from inner to outer corner. And I'm going to build it up pretty decently. Because I want to be able to see it after I do the next steps. I don't know if this is going to turn out like I saw it in my head. If not, we'll just start over. But for now, I'm just following what the picture in my head is telling me to do. So, as you can see, I pulled it almost all the way up to where that mustardy shade is, but not all the way. Like you can still see that over this. I'm going to take that same brush, which I don't know if I said or not, but this is a Luxie 131 mini angled brush. I'm going to tap into the shade next to it, Hazelnut. And we are going to do like a halo eye, but keeping this lower. So this is going to connect that initial orange shade essentially to my eyelashes on both the inner and outer corners of my eye. I'm going to do both exteriors first. Trying to make them the same level of pigmentation. Sorry, I spend all day on the phone at my work, so by the time I come home and like have to film after work, half the time my brain has no idea how to word anymore, so I apologize for that. Then we're going to do the same on this inner corner, taking it a little higher just so that we don't have to take it as far over. I don't even know how this is going to suit my eye shape, but again, we're going to find out. So, doing the same thing on both eyes. I'm realizing now I brought this outer corner over a little too far on that eye. So what I'm going to do is on both eyes, I'm going to deepen it up. Because then I'm going to take concealer and we're going to do a cut crease type thing. halo cut crease. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and then pretty much the only brush that I use for cutting the crease, which was an EcoTools flat concealer brush. And we're going to hope that I don't screw this up. Because so far, it's turning out kind of like what I saw in my head. Ooh, I got way too much on the brush. Hold, please. Because you need literally the smallest amount of this stuff. So, like, if you can see it raised on the brush, you probably have too much. For this, anyway. So, we're going to just pat this over that open area. Not taking it all the way into the crease, but going all the way down to the lash line. And then same on the other eye. I'm trying to make sure they're even as they can be. I'm not going to turn my head while I'm doing this, so that I can keep the same angle. Just come up a little bit higher. Like usual, when I use concealer, they are not exactly even, but it'll have to do for now. I'm going to take the other side of the brush that does not have any concealer already on it, and I'm going to pat over it. I do this to try to get any excess off, because I find that if I have, oh crap, I find that if I have too much excess is when everything starts to get super creasy super fast. So I'm going to try to do this with my finger. I'm going to go into the shade Firefly, which is the shimmery orange-ish. I say ish because it is kind of a duochrome. And I'm just going to tap that over that entire area, gently blending it with my fingers into the sides so that the line is not quite as harsh. But so that that area still stands out. Doesn't look exactly like it did in my head, but it'll do for now. So now I'm just doing the other thing on the other eye. The same thing on the other eye. Taking it down that concealer, and then blending along the sides. Cleaning up as I need to. Alright, now I'm going to take that same small brush that I used initially. I'm going to go back into the shade Pumpkin that I put up through the crease. And we're going to take it back through the crease. Just, again, trying to break up where that meets the top. Not my best work, but it'll do, otherwise I'll be here for 45 minutes playing with concealer and eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take a very small brush that is stained purple. It's a Luxie 245 small shader. I'm going to go in with the shade Moss down here, which is that really pretty green. And I'm going to load up the tip of the brush. And we are going to bring that along the lower lash line. And I actually want this pretty intense and smoked out because I want it to be obvious that it's green. So this is just going to give us that green line. And then I'm going to go in with a thicker brush to actually build up the color. Ooh, I think I'm going to have to use some artificial lighting here in a moment. Yeah, hold please. Let me brighten the situation just a teeny bit. So that should be a little better. Trying to make it not too intense. So now I'm going to go in with a product. I don't even know if they make anymore, but I'm sure you can find something similar. This is the Maybelline Master Smoky in the shade Emerald Fury. It was one of those that had like a sponge on one end for smudging, and then had a really thick pencil on the other end. And this is what I'm going to take to continue along the lower lash line. So we're just going to take that all up under the lashes. Up to the tear duct. And then we're going to take the little sponge and smoke it out just a little, just so that it's not as harsh. We want some raccoony, but not too bad, you know? Raccoony used to be my full aesthetic. I still intend on doing that, you know, I don't know what I want to call it, but essentially taking a look that I would have done back in high school and like glamifying it. Oh, Jesus. I accidentally took out the whole end instead of just off the top. Alright, that way we've got a really intense lower lash line. Now the part that I'm super nervous about. Winged liner. This is the Illamasqua liquid eyeliner. And we're just gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna go for it. So since I've got the eyeshadow about where I want it, I'm just going to do my line the length that I want it. I'm gonna try to go ahead and do both sides to make sure they're even. Not quite, but it'll do. And then we're just going to take it all the way in. And then fill in all that and hope it goes over this shimmer and concealer well. So far, so good. That actually went over it really well. Wow, I'm impressed. Try to remember to breathe in the process. I think I'm literally the worst about remembering to breathe while I'm doing bits of my makeup. This is what I was going for. Alright, now to try to do the other side. And try to make it look similar. I can already tell that one's a little thicker, but that's okay. Thick wing never hurt nobody, right? This actually makes me nervous. Ooh, you know what? They're close enough for my liking. Boom! Alright, now we are going to go into the next step, which is highlighter. So I have two different highlighters that I want to use for this. First one is a Revolution Makeup Strobe Highlighter in the shade Holographic Lights. This one has like a yellowy green reflect, and I thought that would be really good to kind of go with everything. So we're just going to load up my brush, tap a little off, and take that across the cheek. . I hope the color of that picks up. If not, you know, when I'm done, I'll do an insert. Pick it up across the cheeks. I think overall this is one of my favorite highlighter formulas. These are so beautiful and pigmented, and like a little bit of unique coloration aside, I really like that, and it gives it a little something. Now, second highlighter is going to be the KVD Beauty Metal Crush highlighter in the shade Gold School. This is what it looks like. Obviously it's a more gold tone. So first I'm just going to take my pinky. This is very glittery. And we're just going to tap that over the inner corner and kind of fade it out across the eyelid. Probably should have done this step before the liner, but you know. So we've got a really intense gold inner corner, and then take the smallest amount on my brush, just teeny bit, and go right across this teeny bit, like enough where you can barely tell unless the light hits it just right, but then it ties in that inner corner really nice. A little bit down the bridge of the nose. And this is actually what I'm going to use to highlight above my brow bone, so it just gives me a little bit of glitter. It used to be really anti-glitter, and now I can't seem to get enough of it. Isn't that how it goes? Now we need mascara, and then our look is done. So I'm gonna go in with, let's do this one. Ooh, no, let's do this one. If I can get it out. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Wear, because you're not gonna be able to see my lashes on the top very well anyway because of the eyeliner. So I just want something to make them curled and a little bit longer. And then I really love this mascara for bottom lashes. I'm not doing too much on the top, just enough, like I said, to kind of separate and lengthen a little bit. And then go back over the bottom. Again, not like you're going to be able to see them too well, because even that bottom lash, the bottom line is pretty intense. It's a little something. Alright. And then, last step, the thing that inspired, oh geez, I'm out of frame. The thing that inspired the whole look is the mask. So then you just put it on, and you've got a nice makeup look to go with it. And I hope this helps anyone who's a little self-conscious about wearing these to, you know, feel a little better. So let me know what you thought. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Stay safe.